Here are some lessons I learned about songwriting that I wish I had known prior to starting. So the first lesson is that songwriting is a process. This is not something that was immediately apparent to me because I'm used to singing events. So I'm used to singing like The Outer Ones by Revocation or As the Kingdom Drowns by Psychroptic. And I wouldn't see all the hours that those musicians spent practicing, writing riffs, revising those riffs, writing lyrics, revising, rehearsing, mixing and mastering. I would just see the end product. So those events, though, would not have happened had those musicians not had their process. This relates to an analogy in a book that I'm reading right now called Atomic Habits by James Clear. In that book, he talks about bamboo. And bamboo, in the beginning of its life, develops a large, complex root system underground that no one can see. And then it sprouts to 90 feet tall in 3 months. That event of it sprouting 90 feet tall, that would not have happened had that root system not been there. So that is the importance of having a process. I'm not giving you a process or what my process is because as artists, we're all different. So what will work for me might not work for you. It's just something you have to find through experimentation. So this leads into the next thing, which is that being a songwriter is not a state of being so much as it is itself a process. So when I first started, I would just wait for inspiration to come to me, and I would end up with not very much. So I'd wait for inspiration to come to me. I'd record something, and then I would wait for inspiration to strike again. And then I would wait and wait, and then when inspiration did strike, I would record that and then go back to waiting. As you can imagine, that's not very productive. I ended up having very little music made over a 2-month time span, and I was like, man, this is lame. I don't feel like a songwriter. And part of that is because I didn't have a process. I was just waiting for inspiration to come to me, which leads into my next lesson. Don't wait for inspiration to come to you. Through songwriting, I learned the importance of the phrase fortis fortuna adiuvat, which is Latin for fortune favors the bold. In that, I see inspiration as fortune, because inspiration is luck. People don't want to hear that, but yeah, you have to be lucky to get inspired. But you can improve your luck by putting in the work. So think of it like in video games, you got an RNG percentage chance of getting an item to drop from a mob after you kill it. That's the same thing with the process. By writing more and trying to write more over and over again, spending all those hours working on something, you are more likely to have inspiration come visit you. So last year, after a long night, threw my guitar down in frustration onto the stand and threw my hands up. I was like, whatever, I'll just work on this again tomorrow. Because I had spent hours working on a song, trying to write something in D Dorian sharp 4. Nothing was coming to me. It was all mediocre riffs, and then I kept coming back to Walk With Me in Hell by Lamb of God. Which, yeah, I don't want to steal that riff, even though it is a very good riff. So, as I was laying in bed, about to fall asleep, a riff idea came to me. So I shot up and I ran in here, because I was like, that's what I want. That's the riff that I want. Ran in here, picked up my guitar, recorded that riff into voice memos on my phone, and then after I did that, I suddenly had 2 more ideas come to me. And I picked up my guitar, and then recorded those 2 into voice memos as well. And you guys will see the result of that whenever I release that song. But my point being, that moment of inspiration would not have come had I not put in all that hard work and got my mind thinking about what I was trying to write. So if you put in the work, you are more likely to have inspiration come visit you. I hope you guys found this helpful. My name is Greg Angel, and I'm a metal songwriter, and I provide value to other metal songwriters by sharing my songwriting experiences. Thank you all for watching, and remember that in music, as in life, fortune favors the bold.